In this video, we are going to be debunking this guy.
Happy Pride, friend!
This guy is a poster child for all liberals everywhere who have come out of the woodworks after Pope Leo's unfortunate statement regarding abortion, immigration, and the death penalty. And they say, see, abortion is not as important as you all think. It's really not important. Pope Leo put them all on the same level, and we agree with Pope Leo, or rather, he agrees with us. We can exalt our universal health care and immigration and put it on the same par as abortion and euthanasia now. No, you can't. I mean, seriously, even Catholics are quoting people like this guy to say, see, this is an important topic. Abortion's not as important as you think. Yes, it is. And we just made a video on that topic. But why would anybody take this guy seriously?
Happy Pride, friends!
This guy fully supports homosexuality and is totally okay with it.
Happy Pride, friends! You can't say that. Why not? Aren't you supposed to hate gay people? I don't think Christians are supposed to hate anybody. I love LGBTQ plus folks. That's why I'm an affirming pastor. What do you mean when you say affirming? Oh, I don't think being LGBTQ plus is sinful in any way.
How could this guy have any credibility, and why would anyone listen to him? He doesn't even agree with the teachings of the church. He doesn't agree with anything at all. In fact, he says that we agree with the Pope on this, but it's pretty much the only thing he agrees with the Pope. He doesn't agree with anything else that the Pope says. So this one single solitary thing that the Pope happens to agree with him on, now all of a sudden they're like best buddies. That is not how scholarship or honesty or truth works. You don't just try to find one thing that someone agrees with you on and say, see, I can now comfort myself in the fact that I'm right. That's called confirmation bias. It's an echo chamber. You're just telling yourself what you want to believe, and you're trying to convince yourself because you have to. You're outside of mainstream Christianity, and you don't even believe what Christianity believes. So if this guy doesn't support what the Bible says, and he doesn't go by what Jesus says, and he doesn't go by what the Catholic Church says, then why are people quoting him just to prop themselves up in one political or social issue or another issue? Why are they quoting him at all? He's not credible. Don't quote not credible sources. That's not how truth works. This guy literally says him and the Pope do not see eye to eye on things, which means he doesn't even agree with the Pope. And yet people are saying, hey, look what this guy says. This guy says it right. Oh, this guy tells it how it is. No, he doesn't. He has no credibility whatsoever. When you throw Jesus and the Bible and the church and what Christians have believed out the window for 2,000 years, your credibility is shot. You don't have it anymore. So nobody should be quoting this guy, but we're going to be looking at this man just to see what he says about the Pope and his statement, and then we're going to show the major obvious flaws within it.
Pope Leo just said something us progressive Christians have been saying for years, and the comments on the original video are livid. Everyone here seems to be pretty clear. Abortion is the greatest evil and the Pope is wrong. Which is funny because Pope Leo never actually defends the practice of abortion. He just points to those who are on death row and to those who are recent immigrants and says that they too are worthy of life. Like it or not, this is very Christ-like. But this is never going to be popular with the Christian right because they have structured their theology around getting power. This is why all of those people clamoring about unborn life will say nothing about universal health care, which would help save some of those lives that they claim to care about. They say nothing about universal daycare, which will help care for some of those precious babies and give parents the support that they need. They seem to forget that those people on death row and those people who want to immigrate to the United States were babies once and are still beloved children of God. Pope Leo and I have different understandings of abortion.
So this guy's whole thing is he wants to bring abortion from up here to down here, and he wants to elevate things like immigration and universal health care and daycare. He said daycare. He said daycare, universal daycare, daycare. I have no words for this. This guy literally tried to put universal daycare on par with abortion, and we think he's credible. How do you even talk to someone like that? He talks about, oh, you can have people watch your kids so you can work, and this is on par with murder of innocent children. They're not even in the same park, much less the same universe. Universal daycare? Daycare on par with murder of innocent children by their own parents. Not even the same. Immigration. Universal health care. None of those are on the same level as euthanasia or abortion. In fact, abortion is one of the only sins in the entire Catholic Church that brings with it an automatic excommunication if you practice it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's always wrong. It's intrinsically evil. And this has been the teaching of the Church for 2,000 years. In fact, the Church teaches that these other issues, immigration, daycare, healthcare, and other things, these are social issues or political issues. The Church even calls them social issues. So they're not even on par with the moral issues like capital punishment, euthanasia, abortion. These are moral issues. These other ones, they're social issues. They're political issues. There's no one way to solve them. Various countries have various laws on things like immigration, for example, and they have different laws. So there's no one way to solve the problem. You have to get different people together to discuss the best way for the country to deal with these issues. What do we want to accomplish? What do we want? What don't we want? How can we do that? What's the best way to do this charitably and lovingly and, not destroy our country in the process? So, people get together and they discuss those things. There's not one right or wrong answer. It depends on the country. Whereas there is one answer on abortion. It's wrong. It's evil. It's murder. Case closed. They're not even the same. Same thing with daycare. I have daycare on mine. Same thing with healthcare. Healthcare. There's many different ways to deal with this. There's many different ways to apply this. There's no one right or wrong. It takes a lot of people getting together to figure out the best way, which would be most effective for that particular country. So, and that's good. I mean, these are important topics. They should be dealt with, but they're not remotely in the ballpark of abortion and euthanasia, which are direct murder of innocent people. And the fact that this guy is still trying to justify that before God and is trying to find any one little thing that somebody says to justify his own liberal position, which is outside of Christianity, it's just sad. And it's even more sad that Catholics are quoting him and other priests like him. This guy's a Lutheran pastor, I've used that word lightly, but there are Catholic priests I've been arguing with and discussing with who have been saying the same thing. Jesus never taught abortion. Where did Jesus condemn abortion? Seriously? You should not be a priest. Padre Pio said that priests and bishops are going to have the lowest part of hell, under the devil's tail, because the Bible says that teachers and people in charge that God has given authority to are going to be judged doubly harshly on Judgment Day. And they're going to be responsible for the people that they led astray, for their own evil ways. Many of these people are practicing evil. Many of these people are trying to justify their own evils of their own life that they want to convince themselves of. And they are living a lewd life, or they're living a life of homosexuality, or they're living this way or that way, and they're trying to convince themselves, which is why they have to take down real truth, which is why they have to try to take down moral issues and elevate other things like, let's just be nice to everybody. Yeah, being nice is important. And they'll say things like, oh, like this guy says, oh, well, immigrants are worthy of life too. Hate to break it to you, Pastor. Immigrants already have life. They already have it. They're already living. People with babies, they don't have it, and they're not guaranteed it thanks to abortion, which is why we fight for their life. In this country, we have what's called the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in that order. You can't have liberty and you can't have the pursuit of happiness if you don't have life first. Life is the premier issue. And this guy says immigrants are worthy of life too. Give me a break. Immigrants have life. They already have life. These children don't, which is why we're fighting for it. Should countries deal with immigration laws and try to figure out the best way to do that? Yeah. Figure out, political issues like healthcare and things like that. Yeah, fine. Those are important issues too, but they're not remotely on par with moral issues. So yeah, immigration, fine. If you are passionate about that topic, great, fine. Fight for it, but don't try to pretend that it's on par with moral issues or life issues, properly speaking. In fact, the Vatican itself says that if you're going to come into a country, you have to abide by their laws. You have to enter legally, and you have to assimilate as if it was your country, and you have to give back as if it's your country. So the Vatican speaks out that you have to give back too. You can't just enter any way you want, which is ironic because I don't understand, and I'm not getting into politics here. I'm not taking a stance on the immigration issue or any other issue because we don't do politics on this channel or in our organization. So I'm not taking a side. I'm just saying it's super hypocritical of the Pope and the Vatican, which recently expelled a whole bunch of immigrants from their country. They made their immigration laws sterner and harder, and they made their fines harsher. Like if you get caught coming back into the country after they just kicked you out, you're going to get harsh fines, and you could be booted out of the Vatican for 15 years. You're not allowed back for 15 years. You want to talk about strict immigration policies? They literally have kicked people out of their country and made their immigration policies stricter. And they're saying, oh, well, look what all these other countries are doing. Look what the United States is doing. So I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I mean, I had to look it up and read it because I was like, this can't be true. And it was. And Pope Francis started it, the one who was speaking out on this too. And there's so many different ways to deal with these. But the bottom line of all of this is that these liberals are trying to justify themselves. This guy even said that the Christian right just wants power. They do this and they structure their theology so that they can have power. No facts, no citations, no proof. They just demonize the other side. Why? Again, to justify themselves and try to make themselves feel right, even though they are wrong. So, I mean, maybe the Lutheran Church structures its church around power, but the Catholic Church received its theology from Jesus Christ, and it's not structured around power. It's structured around servitude and love and giving and truth. So we follow Jesus because it's true. And that's why we call the Pope the servant of servants, because it's not about his power. It's about him serving others, serving the church, serving the truth, and being the servant of servants as Christ told us to. But it's not helpful to a conversation just to demonize the other side and say, oh, the Christian right just wants power, as if everyone on the right just wants power. Really? It's not helpful to a conversation, and really it's just a justification of yourself. So, Pastor, I'm sorry, but abortion is murder. Daycare is not. Immigration is not. Healthcare is not. These are not direct murder of innocence. So they're not on the same par. And all the people who have been telling you that abortion is the premier evil are correct. And you haven't wanted to hear it, and you block your ears and you cover your eyes and you stick your head in the sand, and then you poke your head out because you heard one person who agreed with you on something, and now you feel justified. This is not how truth works. And I would ask everybody who's watching this video to pray for this man, to pray for his conversion, and to pray for the priests that I've been arguing with and the people like them that feel so strongly about one topic they're willing to remove other topics or downplay them or say they're not important or other things like that. It's really sad, and it's a really scary time we live in where people can't even know truth anymore because you can find whatever you want on the internet now. Anyone can agree with you if you look hard enough, and then you can be justified. Jesus Christ gave us the truth 2,000 years ago. We don't need to reinvent it. All the earliest Christians were against abortion. Every Christian was against abortion for 2,000 years, up until the Protestants. The earliest documents, like the Didache, spoke about the evils of abortion and many other moral issues. There's a reason why the Catholic Church has these moral issues up here, because it's to protect innocent life. Are we a one-stop shop? Do we only focus on abortion? Absolutely not. Who's helping immigrants? Who's helping the poor? Who's helping and serving people around the world? The Catholic Church. The Catholic Church has more social services in this country than any other church. We have a quarter of all the social services in this country. We are the ones who help runaway kids. We're the ones who combat drug trafficking. We're the ones who invented many things like orphanages and hospitals and all these other things. We are the premier people who help the poor and take care of everyone. We're not an either or church. We're a both and. We serve everyone. We help everyone from the womb to the tomb, but not all issues are equal according to the Catholic Church and according to the Bible. Life and murder of innocence is wrong and is at the top. It always has been, and it always will be. No justification of yourself or of perhaps your own sin will ever be able to justify that or explain it away. Thank you so much for watching today, everyone. Please help us by sharing and getting this video out there. Please let me know your thoughts in the videos below. I mean, there are so many of these people popping up, and it's really sad because they confuse so many people. If you would like a Catholic speaker, check out our website at catholictruth.org. Follow us on our social media platforms below. Support us and help us to grow and reach millions of people with the actual truth. And if you love truth, then support this ministry. We aren't named Catholic Truth for nothing. It's for a reason that anyone from anywhere can come here to know exactly what the Catholic Church teaches, what Jesus Christ teaches, what Christianity has taught for 2,000 years, and not the rearranged, reprogrammed, revisionist history truth that many people, even within the church, are giving. This is the truth. We don't care about our opinions, only what the church teaches. And if you love that, then please get behind it, show your support, and support this ministry extremely generously so we can keep reaching millions of souls for Christ. God bless.
Hi everyone, my name is Marlene. I'm the administrative assistant here at Catholic Truth, and we are so happy to have you join us in this journey and in this channel to learn more about the truth of Jesus and our wonderful Catholic faith. So thanks to all of you, and God bless you.